Hey guys, back out at Bonneville. The Valley Fever Streamliner has the Dart engine that I assembled in the last video. We're going to go ahead and retorque the cylinder head today. We're using a copper head gasket, so you heat cycle, then retorque. We've got a 16-volt battery system on it because the alternator was kooking out. When the alternator kooks out, the fuel pump can't keep up, and then you've got a host of other problems. So we moved to a 16-volt battery. Also changed the gearing from about a 411 mile-an-hour set down to a 385 mile-an-hour set. Just try to make some runs with it and see how well that can go, because before with the taller gearing that we ran at Speed Week, it just didn't have enough power. So I need to up the boost, try to mine the temps, and get a couple test runs in. But we're here until Monday and we'll try to get the screws to it. Good morning. It's Saturday. We're in line. We're 2 back in the 300 mile-an-hour line, so we want to go ahead and get in the car. We're going to put 30 pounds of boost into it and run it to the 3, and that'll give us some information on the new engine's health and an opportunity to use up the break-in oil. So we'll change the oil after this. We also have some voltage tests going with the 16-volt batteries, so kind of a shakedown run. I put a little bit of manifold pressure in early on to try to get ahead of the next run, but we're just going to treat this as a test pass.
Hold that belt on that side.
So we came off the truck, went up into boost, nursed it through first until around 9,000, pushed the button to go into second, and the back of the crankshaft and the tire are no longer connected. So our problem lies somewhere between the tire and the flywheel. We'll go back to the pit and figure out what broke.
Next vehicle on course is the H Blown Gas modified mini pickup of White Goose Bar Racing. Keith Peterson at the wheel. Track record is 177.099. to quarter mile 189.205. Mile 3, 185.798. Take that car to impound.
We need just a little bit larger zip tie and we can put that thing back in
wider.
there.
So in my hand is the what would be like an input shaft on a transmission, except for this is a quick change rear end. So the drive shaft connects to this piece, then it goes out through this shaft onto a gear, turns another gear, and that actually turns the pinion. This is a quick change rear end, but this gets turned down to clear the actual ring and pinion, and it just broke on the 1-2 gear change. So it's a clean break. There's not a bunch of material on the rear end. There's a cache of guys that are involved in getting this fixed. Guy Steve Watt from Maxwell Engineering happens to be in the area where there's one of these shafts, and he's going to get on an airplane in the morning and bring it to us. So we should be possibly making another run tomorrow afternoon, which is pretty cool. If not, we'll get a run or two on Monday.
So yesterday on our first run, I went through and we had a 1-inch smaller diameter tire on. So we had our 23-inch tires. It was an experiment to see if it would take fifth gear. So I went through, spun it up to about 9,500 in fourth gear, and it was about the 2 1/4, and I saw almost 190 on the time slip for that quarter speed, and shifted it into fifth, but she would not pull fifth gear, and it turned out that mile it slowed down to 185. So you can see it was quite a bit of a drop. It was bouncing back up. We actually went to the 4 miles with it, and it was coming back up, but we only got another mile an hour out of it in another mile. So definitely won't pull fifth gear at all. So what we did is we changed to a 1-inch taller tire, so we ran the return run on 24s, but we knew that it would be max RPM about 95, 9600, at the light at the 3 miles. So we only took it 3 and didn't go all 4 miles. Came up on second gear, and just about the time it comes into the boost, I got right out of it and got it to where it was starting to hook up, rolled into it, went into second and got peaked out. That was about a 9,200 to 9,300 shift. Got it into third gear, rolled in it hard, and she started really accelerating. We got it up to about 94, 9,500, and I was getting ready to shift, and it broke loose, and it went to 10 grand. Got the shift into fourth, stood on it, and the whole time with these taller tires, it was just really accelerating. When I got to the 2 1/4, I knew, looking at the truck speed, that it was really going much faster than it gone before. I think it was seeing 190 already. The truck is only once been up to where it peaked by the GPS to 200, and right when I went through the 3, which was all the further we were going today, I saw a 200 on the dash, so very exciting, and it's a great run.
My name's Wayne Yeats, and my car is a Flathead powered B38 drop tank. Runs from the Lakeshore class. It's got an unblown flathead on gas, and so far I've run 189 miles an hour. The record is 196. I'm hoping to get close to that today or surpass it. I started building it in 2006, and I started running it in 2012, and I've gone faster every year. So hopefully I'll keep up that trend. It's a fiberglass replica of a P-38 drop tank of a World War II aircraft. It's again a fiberglass replica of my manufacture. All of the carbon fiber I have produced, the fairings and the wheel covers and so on. It's quite interesting to drive. Again, I've got 189 out there. It keeps my attention, but it goes where I direct it, so that's comforting.
We got the rear end fixed, and now the car is back at the starting line. So we changed the oil, so we have the braking oil out of the engine. I moved the Motec to the shifting duties because I can reduce the engine torque on the gear change, which should help that shaft live a bit better. The more people we asked if they had a spare, the more people had broken the same part. So it's just one of those parts. So I got 15 degrees coming out of it on a gear change, and the computer's just going to shift it around 8,800 and put that torque back in with the ignition timing over a half second or so. So it should be pretty soft. And we're going to make hopefully the run we wanted to make yesterday today, and then leave tomorrow to put some boost in it.
There's supposed to be smoke out here at the back, out of your exhaust. There's a little bit of smoke out of your exhaust.
What was burning, Lee? Not much. It was mostly exhaust fire.
So this is behind the engine. This is where the turbo system kind of lives. And this product right here is some sort of heat wrap. And you can see that it actually caught on fire and burned some of the boost control lines. It melted the lambda sensors in the LTC. And there's another one of the same pads, some sort of heat cover pad. And it actually burned, which is kind of a bummer. So conventional heat wrap, like DEI titanium, that stuff stayed intact. But whatever this product here was, which was over the DEI stuff, actually got hot enough that it caught fire. So yesterday we ran the liner and it wasn't very fast. Ran it to the 3 thinking that if I wasn't going fast by the 3 I would let off the gas. It was like 285 or something. It managed to melt the lambda controller and some of the boost control solenoid stuff, even though it was like 10 inches away from the turbo system. And the way that the liner's engine covers go, it's just kind of like entombed in heat. So this will be the last time we run the car on ethanol. We had already discussed that previously. And had the guys not worked so hard to get the engine replaced after Speed Week, we probably would have just put this off. But we're all interested in chasing a good time. And this time it just didn't work out for us. So the car's okay, the engine's okay. Burned up a little bit of money in electronics. So that's a wrap on the liner. The Caddy was impressive. We tried running it through with a shorter tire in 5th gear, and the car went a whole mile wide open without accelerating the engine, but maybe 300 RPM, and it lived. So that means the engine can take more load, because if you can load an engine for that much time and it doesn't break, get the gearing right and load it more. So we're gonna make some changes to that over the winter and chase 200 miles an hour, which is really neat for a vehicle that just barely went faster than 60 miles an hour stock. So those guys are really happy. We've got a couple people talking about maybe sponsoring some money on the Streamliner, which would really help move the program along. But otherwise, that's kind of a wrap for the Goose Bar for this year. I did get to help a couple other guys with some unique engines and speak to a couple people that have some unique engines. And as usual, Bonneville does not disappoint. So if you've got some time on your hands and some interesting cars, love to see you out here. Thanks. I'll see you next time.